2, 1.
They're the pros. They're stronger swimmers. They're trained. They're ready. When they go into the water, they're confident, they're strong, they know what they're there to do, and they get it done. And I love that metaphor. It's the attitude in which you enter the water. No different to a relationship. The attitude in which you enter the relationship. Back then, I was not in a good state at all. I was in grief. Wasn't ready for another relationship. I certainly I would have loved to have done better myself, and I own the mistakes I made in that.
You have from 0 to 4 to teach how to be socially and behaviorally acceptable in society. Whether that's what you believe is right or wrong, or if society is the way it should be, this is the society that you live in now. And you can teach those values like you have with Jet and Jackson, how you can incorporate living in this society and having these important values and how they're actually going to benefit their life today and in the future. It's amazing, big man.
Welcome back to I Love You and Everything with our riveting finale, Big Man Talk. Today, our exploration dives into the life of Michael Culbert, a man of strength, resilience, and inspiration. In our first 2 parts, we journeyed through Michael's past, reflecting on his profound experiences with his late wife, Gail, and his remarkable sons, Jet and Jackson. As we reach the finale, we delve into the present and future. We glimpse into Michael's ambitious aspirations for staggering financial growth, his flourishing relationship that's nurturing a healthy bond, and his insightful thoughts on what parents fear the most. Indeed, Michael bears his heart about his son Wyatt's choice. He reveals the profound joy he feels for Wyatt, and his pride knowing he's found someone like Chanel, a woman he reveres as an angel. Stay tuned, as our finale promises a potent dose of wisdom, especially in the final 3 minutes, invaluable for those aiming to guide their children towards achieving their dreams. This is Big Man Talk, part 3 of 3. Let's begin.
It is amazing, and I mean, our household at the moment, you know, it's like, it's just so warm. There's so much love. It's so much fun. The Jet Jacks are just, you know, we're a great team. Having you down here now, I mean, you've been interstate most of your life.
Yep.
Having you here with us, and the other night, celebrating Jackie's birthday, we're all together, and we've had a few instances, dinners and whatever. Oh,
feels good.
Oh man.
Well, it feels great for me too, big man. One thing I say to Chanel often is how nice it is just to have my whole family together at the table. Never having that proper, both sides of the family come together, just to have little glimpses of it here and there is so beautiful.
Well, I think, me personally, I believe a great measure of somebody is how other people measure themselves against them, right?
And the caliber of the people that are measuring themselves against them.
Did I not say that?
No, you just said a measure of a person is how others measure themselves against him.
You're right, what I meant to say. Thank you for the correction. That's exactly what I meant to say. The caliber of person that measures themselves against them. Now, I see you with Chanel. Oh. And I mean, most parents would agree that one of the greatest worries, I suppose, or causes great anxiety is worrying about the sort of person that they're going to partner up with, right? Yeah. Because, I mean, you know, it's like a partner can make you or break you.
Yes.
So I see Chanel, what an angel.
Yeah.
What a beautiful woman.
Yeah.
So I think I've done pretty well, and you on your own as an adult, the growth you've had, and the sort of man you've become to attract a woman like that, that says so much about you, and that gives me great joy, because I know I've been a part of that, right? And I know for you, you've said so many times, as we mentioned earlier, that you use Gail and I
as my reference point,
as a benchmark, and what you strive towards. So for me to be able to have that sort of influence and see you creating this beautiful relationship and taking on fatherhood the way you have with your 2 stepkids, seeing how much I love you and respect you, and hearing the way Chanel talks about you, man, as I said, me knowing that I've been part of that, you know, that's pretty good. And I guess that's what I'm talking about. Giving it everything you can to make sure your kids have the greatest level of success possible.
Yeah.
And I see Jet and Jackson thriving. Right? And when you see that as a parent, it doesn't get any better than that. You know you've done something right. But, and I can't emphasize enough to people, to parents, just how important that is to really be proactive with, and for you to be able to be proactive and influence them in a positive, great way. You've actually got to go out and educate yourself too, and get the experience, to have the failures, and learn, and keep becoming. You know what we're about, constant, never-ending improvement, right?
100%. And I personally believe, stepping into this life as a parent, any parent who says, "Oh, you just learn it when you become a parent," I think there's a level of understanding you gain when you become a parent, but I feel like this is just like anything. If I want to learn how to be good at it, go speak to people who have done it before, go read the books, go study the psychologists, go watch the YouTube videos, like learn. I'm reading about Dr. Shafali and I've consumed a lot of her information. Chanel sends me podcasts. I make sure to listen to every single one. Why? I might not agree with the stuff that the people are saying in the podcast Chanel sends me. We got different tastes, but then I can understand how Chanel's thinking. Understanding how Chanel's thinking, I then know why she's doing what she's doing with the kids. Which, even though if it doesn't, the behavior conflicts with what I would necessarily do, the intent is the same. And I can understand that through understanding her better. So given what you're saying about us all being brought up and the lessons that you've learned and the conflicts that we've had, not being there, and what you've taken in Jet and Jackson, anyone listening now, if they've come into it or they've got someone coming into their life and you want to give advice to them, what would it be? What would there be, a number one thing, a 2 rules thing?
See, I think you just nailed it then, right? You talked about your relationship with Chanel and understanding her, and then that makes you a better co-parent, right? Yeah. Getting your relationship with your partner right, getting it to that beautiful fairy tale level, if you like. But okay, let's take the fairy tale out of it. Not everyone's going to get there, but
we can all relate to the honeymoon phase. Let's get the honeymoon phase for the entire relationship.
Exactly. You've heard me say that plenty of times. So I don't believe in the honeymoon phase. I believe that's just. I said to Gail right from the start. I said, I expect this to get better and better every day, and it did for 15 years.
100%.
Right? But having that great relationship with your partner, it makes everything easy, including parenting. Right? When you're on the same page, but when you're loving, when you're committed, when you've got that great level of communication, and you can work through any conflicts. Not just are you showing your children how to behave within a good, healthy,
so modeling,
beautiful relationship. Not only are you modeling for your kids, but you're also in that state where you can actually teach your kids other things outside of the relationship, and everything becomes easier. Any challenges with the kids, and see some parents, even in the early stages when they're not getting any sleep, and the ones that aren't in a strong, solid relationship, the slightest challenges become huge, right? For Gail and I, sleepless nights, who cares, man? We knew that was just temporary, and it was fun, right? I'd wake up in the middle of the night, and here's Gail, Jet, we call him the shark, he was just a constant feeder, right? And wake up in the middle of the night, and here's Gail, I know she's been awake, you know how I sleep, I'll sleep up through anything. And, but I'd wake up, as soon as she'd see me, she'd just start grinning from ear to ear, and she'd say, how lucky are we? Everything was easy. Everything was easy. And a good friend of mine, John Davies, ex-pro bodybuilder, he's got a very similar relationship as Gal and I did with Jolie. She's actually very similar in stature, and John's a big guy. Jolie's only small. So many similarities between the two relationships. But John said the same thing to me when I was talking to him, and he said, I know exactly what you mean. He said, that is something I tell people all the time. When I met Jolie, everything got easy. Everything got easy. So I think that's, for me, that's one of the biggest things. And I've heard this argument a few times. I've even heard it on the Sunrise program years ago when they were talking about who comes first in a family. So as a partner, do you put your partner first or do you put the kids first? Often you'll hear mums, they'll say they put the kids first. So many parents will say, no, I always put the kids first, right?
Yeah.
My belief, you put each other first. And it's only by a little bit, but you put your partner first. One of these days, the kids are going to fly the coop and it's only going to be two of you left, right?
Yeah, actually, that's...
But I think to have that connection, and as I said, it's only a little bit. It's not like you
brush them off.
Your kids are coming along second.
Yeah, my kids are about the same level as my mate Tony, who makes my pizzas at Subway.
Exactly, but that's my view on things. I think your partner should always come first. So even if it's only a little bit, right? But that's number one. And you get that right, everything's easy, as you've seen.
Yes, as I have. Well, we've come probably close to the hour mark, if not more now. So we didn't quite talk about your firefighting story. We'll have to save that one for the next episode. A really important question I want to ask you before we get you back on, if you're going to come back on. I've loved it, I'm sure.
Of course I will.
Done. I want to get you back here in 3 months.
Roger.
So I want you now to tell me, tell yourself, tell the universe.
Tell the world.
Tell the world. What's Mike going to achieve over the next 3 months?
Ooh, wow.
And keep it simple because I got a follow-up question for that.
Okay. The next 3 months, it's a really exciting time, actually. I'm so blessed. The people I attract into my life, the opportunities, it's incredible. I'm just about to start a business with two of my closest friends.
The ones mentioned earlier.
The ones mentioned earlier that I was working with.
Security?
Before the first date with Gail. Alan, Matt, and George, who we're going into business with. And you've heard me talk about George, and I look forward to you meeting him. Yeah. So it's been a long story, but it's been a bit of a court battle with an ex-business partner with George over the last 2.5 years, Supreme Court and everything. But anyway, it's all come to an end, and we're now ready to move forward. So George has become like a brother too. He's my God, I'm so blessed to be going into business. And it's exciting business. It's got plenty of potential as far as being a good earn. But to go in there with my three brothers, exciting.
Feels good.
So the next 3 months, and I've just started a new relationship, as you know.
Hi, Jeanette.
And she's absolutely wonderful. You met her. You'll attest to that.
I sure will. And funny, you've gone for another nurse.
Oh, I know, right?
You're just like, you know what? The system worked last time.
I know, right?
I'm going to do that one again.
So, I'm going to put a lot of focus there. But she, as you know, she's studying medicine, so we're both busy in our lives. Yeah. But the time we do get to spend together.
So the next 3 months, we're going to see you and Jeanette, and that's going to start building into this incredible thing, whatever it is.
Well, on that, actually, Jeanette asked me the other night, where do I see our relationship going, and I said, actually, not giving it too much thought for the future. Right? Yeah. Do I think there could be a future with someone like that? Absolutely. And I said that to Jeanette. I want to focus on here and now, and I trust that everything's going to work out for me, and I trust everything's going to work out for you because you're a beautiful person. You're driven. You're committed, disciplined. Everything. She's successful. God, she's got 2 children. Been a single mum for years, and her kids. Incredible, absolutely incredible. The relationship they have, but the kids themselves as individuals, amazing. So it's all going to be successful there.
Yeah.
So
if you're successful together or successful separate, you're both going to be successful either way. If it's going to be more fun to do it together, let's just do it together.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And another thing I'm really excited about is, getting into my practical for the helicopter, which has just been a dream of mine for ages. So in 3 months, I'm hoping to be able to sit down with you and say, I'm almost there.
You're almost
for my
there.
pilot's license.
Okay, how far off will you be?
I'm thinking, because I'm going to be pretty busy with the quarry, I'm thinking it'd probably be, say, February, March next year. I'll be all done.
Okay.
Fully qualified pilot.
So in 3 months' time, you'll be just about a third of the way through?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. So that's where you're going to be with that. Jeanette and yourself are going to keep building your success and create. Okay. Finance in 3 months. What's your projected percentage growth?
Ooh, you want to be specific?
No, so you don't have to give us the your numbers.
Yeah, no, I get it. Yep. Percentage growth. I would imagine I've planted a few pretty good seeds over the last few years, as you know, and they're all starting to come to fruition. I'm going to say a 500% increase.
500% growth in 3 months.
500% growth.
All
And
right.
I will honestly let you know exactly where that is in 3 months.
Done deal. Well, you've all
So
heard it here.
so we'll see how correct I am.
100%. And if you are correct on that, I'll be putting out a lot of business proposals of, hey, everybody, would you like to up your income from this to 500% more in the matter of 3 months? I'm going to get so many views, big man. So many views.
Good. I'm glad I can help.
All right. And what about the boys? Where are the boys going to be, or where are you going to be with the boys?
Jet's going to be working with me up the quarry, which I'm excited about, and he's pretty pumped about as well. Jackson's just getting better and better at school. We're going to get him some tutors now because he wants to be a fighter pilot, as you know. So he's
Awesome.
he's a very capable student, but he needs to be straight A's.
Okay,
to
achieve that.
To achieve that, and he knows that.
And see, that's a perfect point to what you're talking about, systems. Whether you want your child to be a straight A student or not, for you, I know raising me, you couldn't care less if I was a straight A student or anything. Your main focus with me is because where you saw me struggling is I was lazy. I didn't want to do anything and I had behavior issues. I remember you always told me, I just want to see your effort and your behavior. Whatever that is, if that's a high grade, I'm happy. Whatever your actual grades are, we can work on that. These things are what's important. So having, obviously, Jet and Jackson, you don't have to work on that behavior and effort side of thing. It's a lot easier to work on.
So I still got to push it. Any kid. Look, David Goggins, you follow David Goggins, legend. And I love what he says, that the mind has a tactical advantage, right? And we all want the easy way, right? But it's the people who get disciplined, who decide on this, and the higher the level of success they decide upon, well, the more effort they've got to give. And simple, right?
Yeah.
There's no arguing that, right? But we're all looking for the easy way out, right? So all kids are the same.
Well, our brain is designed that way,
You've got to
right?
teach them about discipline. You've got to teach them about commitment and getting back out of life what you put in. But this comes back to the illusion of choice, right? With you, with anyone else, I say it's not about the marks. It really doesn't matter. It's about the effort you're putting in, right? It's about who you become along the way. But with Jax, he wants to be a fighter pilot. There is no choice, right? He has to be a straight A student. Otherwise, it won't happen.
Yeah.
Period. Right? He cannot. He won't be accepted.
Yeah.
Right? So there's a great example of the illusion of choice.
100%.
I can't have that same approach with Jax as I did with you or I did with Jet.
That's what I was talking about when I said this is the society that you live in. Whether you like the systems that are in place is kind of irrelevant. If you live here and this is the life that you live, these are the systems that must be abided by. You don't go outside and get upset when you're stuck to the ground because gravity's in effect.
That's it.
So my important follow-up question then, now we know what you're going to achieve over the next 3 months. You got your 500% gains. You got Jackson, who you're going to be helping with his academics. And you got Jet, who's going to be helping you up in the quarry with the business. Why are all these things so important? Because without a why, it doesn't fly.
That's a great quote. Where did it come from?
This legend of a man, Michael Culbert. He came up with that quote on his own. So I thought it'd be an important question to throw in here.
The why?
Yeah, what's the why behind? Because there's some big goals, big dreams.
That's actually pretty simple. My why? I want to be as strong mind, body, and spirit as I possibly can, and it's just about who I become along the way. And I always want to keep pushing myself. I always want to challenge myself, and whatever I do, I want to be as good as I possibly can. So for me, the why is the challenge. I couldn't sit around doing nothing. I couldn't sit around. I can't do average. I can't.
No.
I couldn't just sit down and to just expect average results in life, whether it's relationships or health and fitness or business, finance, whatever. That's not for me, right? So my why is easy, and I think that's the focus on staying in the present has been a really great thing for me. So I'm loving life. So I want to keep loving life. I like what Steve Jobs said once. He wakes up every morning and he asks himself the question, what I'm about to do today, is this exciting me? Is this making me happy? Right? Is this what I want to do? And if there's too many days in a row where the answer is no to that, he changes it, right? So for me, I'm so excited. Everything's going on in my life. It's just such an exciting time. So for me, I'm waking up every morning. I'm pumped. I'm juiced. I'm getting out of bed. I'm charged. So
that tells you you're doing the right thing?
Absolutely. It's that gut feeling, the heart. I actually think that's more heart. Right? So long as I'm feeling it up here and my heart's in it, I'm down for it.
So your heart's in it, then you can trust what your gut's going to tell you, and your mind likely going to then give you the best solutions to make it happen. A healthy approach.
So I said, I know that life's going to deliver for me. Will it deliver exactly what I've got planned? Probably not. The good quote once I heard, you want to make God laugh, tell him your plans, right?
Yep.
They'll change, right? So I think that's the biggest thing for me. That's the why, just to get up every morning juiced, and challenge myself. So I've done that. I've steep learning curve on a few of these things I'm doing, and I'm pumped. So that's my why. Stay pumped, stay excited, keep doing the things that make you happy.
Done. Thank you, big man. Appreciate you coming and sharing your wisdom here with us.
Well, thank you, buddy. I'm really proud of you, as I said, and undertaking this. And I know how much effort you're putting into this. So you don't do things by halves either.
No.
And to share experiences with people. I join the Flourishing, as you know, because I love to help people. That's always been my way. I love helping people. So to see you doing this, and I know it's from the heart. And I know you're trying to help people. So power to you, buddy.
Oh, come give me a hug. we can get this on camera. I kiss Chanel at the end.
Love you, buddy.
Love you, big man. Well, that is a wrap.
That is a wrap.